Hi, today is Thursday, May 16th, 2024. I'm going to read another article so that I could read more to practice English, to study English. This article is from Facebook, Zachary Camboy. It's rather short, but possibly interesting one. Xavier is an internet meme. He seems to be from India, Pakistan. Sometimes you need to undress to go up in life. Okay. So in 1892 at Stanford University, the prestigious university in America, an 18-year-old student was struggling to pay his fees. Right? He was an orphan, and not knowing where to turn for money, he came up with a bright idea. He and a friend decided to host a musical concert on campus to raise money for their education. They reached out to the great pianist Ignacy J. Pederewsky. His manager demanded a guaranteed fee of $2,000 for the piano recital. A deal was struck, and the boys began to work to make the concert a success. The big day arrived. That's a good word for the day, right? The big day arrived. The big day arrived. The big day arrived. But unfortunately, they had not managed to sell enough tickets. The total collection was only $1,600. Disappointed, they went to Pederewsky and explained their plight. They gave him the entire $1,600 plus a check for the balance, $400. They promised to honor the check at the soonest possible. No, said Pederewsky. This is not acceptable. He tore up the check, returned the $1,600, and told the two boys, here's the $1,600. Please deduct whatever expenses you have incurred. Keep the money you need for your fees, and just give me whatever is left. The boys were surprised and thanked him profusely. Thanked him profusely. That's another good cliche. Thanked him profusely. It was a small act of kindness, but it clearly marked out Pederewsky as a great human being. Why should he help two people he did not even know? We all come across situations like these in our lives, and most of us only think, if I help them, what would happen to me? The truly great people think, if I don't help them, what will happen to them? They don't do it expecting something in return. They do it because they feel it's the right thing to do. They thanked him profusely, man. Pederewsky later went on to become the prime minister of Poland. He was a great leader, but unfortunately, when the World War began, Poland was ravaged. There were more than 1.5 million people starving in his country and no money to feed them. Pederewsky did not know where to turn for help. He reached out to the U.S. Food and Relief Administration for help. He heard there was a man called Herbert Hoover, who later went on to become the U.S. president. Hoover agreed to help and quickly shipped tons of food grains to feed the starving Polish people. A calamity was averted. Pederewsky was relieved. He decided to go across to meet Hoover and personally thank him. When Pederewsky began to thank Hoover for his noble gesture, Hoover quickly interjected and said, "You should be thanking me, Mr. Prime Minister. You may not remember this, but several years ago, you helped two young students go through college. I was one of them." The world is a wonderful place. What goes around comes around. Only several years ago? The world is a wonderful place. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. What comes up must come down, right? What goes up must come down. What goes around comes around. That's another good proverb, cliche. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. 아니, please help others to the best of your ability. In the long run, you may be helping yourself. God never forgets anyone who sows a good seed in other people. Never. Nothing in nature lives for itself. Rivers don't drink their own water. Trees don't eat their own fruit. Sun doesn't give heat for itself. Flowers don't spread fragrance for themselves. Living for others is the rule of nature, and therein lies the secret of living. If you find this useful, please pass it on, and don't forget to like Zachary Camboy. What goes around comes around. The big day arrived. The big day arrived. Raise the money. Fund guaranteed fee of $2,000. Hoover, right? Hoover. Pass it on. Please, if you find this useful, please pass it on. Thanks for listening. There was no particular strange words, expressions that I need to remember. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.